Yo, 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 welcome to No Harm, No Foul.
Sir.
It's your host, Wayne Breezy, Mike Angels. We in the building. We back. It's Tuesday, Mike, and I feel like we got a dope topic for Tuesday. We're going to talk about the 49ers quarterback, Brock Purdy. And is Brock Purdy a top 5 quarterback right now in the NFL?
I mean, look, we're gonna break it all down, and I think the numbers might surprise some people, man. Plus there's more than just the numbers, right? Isn't there? I think there's more than just the numbers. We had this conversation early in the offseason, heading into week 1, and it was he a top 15 quarterback, top 10, right? Here we are 3 weeks in, and now we're talking about, is he a top 5 quarterback? Man, this is a tough claim. Wayne, this is a really, really tough claim, man, and I can't wait to do a breakdown with you, man, to see exactly what we think. So, how you doing, man? Can we start there? I want to check on,
of
on
course
my
we
brother.
can.
How you feel?
Of course, I'm doing good. And how you doing? Everything's good over there?
I feel like a bus hit me out of nowhere, sore throat, fever, body's aching.
Oh, that's the weather change. That's that East Coast quiet storm. Like, the weather is just gonna F you up if you ain't dressed properly. This is the time of the season. Plus, our kids are in school and they bring home everything. Yeah, so.
Yeah, no, it's got me good. It got me good. I don't know why, but it definitely got me good. So, but nonetheless, I'm here, and we're gonna have a good show right now.
I love it. Shout out to everybody that's out there, man. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. You guys get the air horns for sure. We got 2 dope live streams going on right now on the Nothing But Niners page, as well as on the Wayne Breezy channel. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new to the channel. And again, if you're on Nothing But Niners and you're not subscribed to Wayne Breezy, go on over to Wayne Breezy and hit that subscribe button. And vice versa, if you're on Wayne Breezy, you're not subscribed to Nothing But Niners, go ahead and click on that subscribe button, all right? So let's have some fun. We'll get to some questions and all that good stuff. But, Mike, let's go ahead and get down to the nitty-gritty of this because, Brock Purdy is playing. First of all, let me start the show off and say Brock Purdy is the only quarterback in the league, and I don't have any wood here, Mike. So if you feel like you want to knock on the table or something, be my guest. I think this is like fake wood. So, all right. So he's the only quarterback in the league that doesn't have any interceptions, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong, but I think that's the stat.
I was looking at that, and I don't see Justin Herbert with any interceptions.
Okay.
I don't see. There were 2 other ones. Hold on. Now, here's the caveat. I don't know if these guys were starting all season long.
Well,
right
Herbert
now,
was.
I have CJ Beathard with number. He's only got 2 attempts. That's not going to count, right?
Yeah. No, let's talk about starting quarterbacks. Andy doesn't count.
Andy Dalton doesn't count.
No.
Joshua Dobbs doesn't have any interceptions so far this season.
Okay, he started at the beginning of the season.
He did start? Okay. Justin Herbert.
He's definitely started at the beginning of the season.
All right. Gardner Minshew.
He just starting because Anthony Richardson is now hurt. Well, and the concussion protocol still.
All right. CJ Stroud.
CJ Stroud started from
Houston.
The jump. He doesn't have any interceptions.
Which is pretty surprising for a rook, right? Like that's
right. Like you would think he would be
impressive.
throwing him away.
Yeah. And Aaron Rodgers with his 1 attempt in the season. And then there's Brock Purdy.
That doesn't count. So Purdy's in the list with
Dobbs, Herbert, Stroud.
Dobbs, Herbert. So you got a rookie. You got I can say a top 5 quarterback in Herbert, maybe, possibly.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then you got Dobbs,
the journeyman, and Joshua Dobbs. Yeah.
Yeah. And so now, and then you got the last pick in the draft.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Yes, sir. Yes, it
Let's
is.
let's have this. Let's kind of get down to. So look, you got stats. I got stats. We got
But we
stats.
also we also have eyes. Can we just talk about what we saw? Like, all right, for the people out there watching right now, I want to know if y'all actually watched Red Zone or if you watched any other game. Like, just pick a game and just watch. Like, right? Did y'all watch any football on Sunday since our Niners weren't playing?
I
Because if
watched
you
every.
did,
I watched Red Zone, but then I watched the last game.
right. And I'm just telling y'all, man, I looked around the league and my eyes told me Brock Purdy's a little bit better than what I've been giving him credit for. He's a lot a bit better than what I've been giving him credit for. Lane,
That's okay. Okay, because I remember you. It's not that and it's not that I was trying to put Purdy on a pedestal or whatever, but it was more like the kid is just really highly efficient. And then I think we started to see Brock Purdy try to like amend his game a little bit, like take the deep shot. So he's inaccurate at it. Obviously, he went 2 for 5 one game and didn't really hit a lot of deep shots in the last game due to the blitzing and stuff. But you're seeing him evolve. So I'm curious to know why the change of heart with
yeah,
you.
largely in part, it was with me just looking around the NFL, right? I think we did this exercise where it was, would you rather have this guy over Brock Purdy, this guy over Brock Purdy, and we kind of tried to create a pecking order that way, right?
Hmm.
But forget that exercise. When I
Okay.
watched the game and I saw Dak Prescott out there, who I originally had over Brock Purdy, I wouldn't take I wouldn't take Dak Prescott over Brock Purdy right now.
No.
When I started the season, I also had a guy like Kirk Cousins over Brock Purdy, and I didn't think it was particularly close. I don't know if I have that right now. I don't have that right now.
You know, Kirk Cousins is
Watching,
First of all, you could watch Kirk Cousins, but he's still balling. Like that's the crazy part. Like you might have saw something this past Sunday where he still finished the game with like 400 yards,
right? And
three
so this is why
touchdowns. Like
right. But this is why I've been asking people if they're watching because they've been trailing so early and so often that he has to throw. So the stats are
no, that
padded
game
as
was pretty.
mouth
That
over
game
there.
was pretty close the whole game. What are you talking about? You talk about the Vikings and the Chargers. That time was going back and forth, Mike.
No, no, no. I'm talking about throughout the season, not just this past week.
I mean, all the
Not just
games. The
this past.
Vikings have been in every game. They just lose. Yeah, they have.
No,
Yes, they have.
no,
Pull
no,
up
no,
the
no.
Vikings scores. The first game, they turned the ball over twice,
Bro,
and then they.
when they played the Eagles, the
Mhm.
score was hold on, it was 20-7 at one point in that game.
Yeah, because of
It was 20-7.
because of their turnovers. So
Right.
they overcame the turnovers and still made it a game. It's not like they were just. It's not like the Eagles went out and just were putting on a clinic. They the the offensive line, if I'm not mistaken, in that Vikings game, there was that fumble on what's his name? Who's quarterback? Kirk Cousins. He got crunched and then fumbled the ball. That was one turnover. And it's just like they overcame those turnovers and still made it a game. So I don't know if you can't credit Kirk and the Vikings team for not making it a game. Because if that's the case, the Eagles should have blew them out the water when they were up 20-7. That's not what happened. So of course they're gonna. You could say that's padded stats, but it was still a game. To me, padded stats is when you're down by like 30, 40 points and you just throwing the ball and kind of like what Justin Fields did against what's the team they against the Chiefs. Which I was happy because it got me a touchdown and I needed it for DJ Moore. Like I was crying. Like I needed something from them.
They got in the end zone in that game.
Bro, at the last 0.7 of a second, bro.
I turned that joint off. I swear that game was 41-0. I swear. I turned that joint off so fast. I was
So
not
to
watching
me,
that
that's
crap.
padded stats. Like when there's just nothing else to lose, they gotta throw the ball. But I get where you're coming from. I just feel like I'm just curious to know what would Kirk Cousins look like. I don't want this to happen, but I'm curious to know what he would look like in this offense.
He's so inconsistent though, man.
I
Like
know, I know.
he's so inconsistent. And I'm not talking about from game to game. Like
No, you're talking about
when he drops
career,
back,
period. Yeah,
yeah, like when he
yeah.
drops back, like
Yeah.
for the most part, you can count on Kirk Cousins. When I say the most part, like if he might be like a drive to drive type of guy, not a snap to snap type of guy, right?
That
Like
makes
if he comes
sense.
out and he's good, like you all right, we're gonna have a good drive right here.
He's top 10 in
But
completion percentage too, by the way. He's number 7.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm, yep.
You
But
know who's
where's
number
Brock
4?
in completion? Mm, mm.
Is
Where,
it does
who's
it have to be this week? Are we kidding? Joshua Dobbs is the 72% completion percentage quarterback in the NFL. And you know what the 49ers have to do to him this week? Force him to be accurate.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Bro,
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry.
No,
Go
it's
ahead.
cool. It's cool. It's just about it's about to be really, really good, man. And like I said, so when I watch Brock Purdy, even like his bad throws are like that could have been placed better. It's not like he threw it way off somewhere or I saw one throw where there was nobody near and it was when the receiver had an option route. Brock thought he was going to go one way, the receiver went the other. He still put the ball in the spot and it wasn't close to being intercepted, but it looked like just like a miscommunication there. But it was an option route, and he had to get rid of the ball quickly because of the pressure that was in his face. Brock is a really good quarterback, man. Like I
I
don't know that I challenge you to try to find me 6 quarterbacks I'm taking over him right now today.
I still would take Patrick Mahomes over Brock Purdy.
Me too.
I don't know if I would take Josh Allen over Brock Purdy though.
Today, we having a real conversation.
We're having a real conversation. Like like
Like
I
Josh Allen has a better completion percentage, right? But I'm talking about what we've seen so far this year.
okay, so Brock Purdy in completion percentage, Brock Purdy is
12.
yes. So to be highly efficient, he's behind Dak Prescott, he's behind Jalen Hurts, he's behind Jimmy Garoppolo, Geno Smith, Kirk Cousins, Jared Goff, Tua, Dobbs, Allen, Jackson, Herbert. But on the football field, that's completed pass. We also watched Brock like attempt all kinds of crazy deep throws, which would have hurt his completion percentage, opposed to the quick throws that he's normally usually getting and things like that.
Right.
What are we going off of? Because at the end of the day, if you look at yards, he's tied for 10th as far as yards, but we know that Brock doesn't. He's not a gunslinger. He's not throwing the ball down the field like a Justin Herbert. He doesn't have those crazy deep threats like Tua and Kirk Cousins with Justin Jefferson and things like that. So what
You
are we?
say that, but he's second in yards per attempt.
Now he's second
We
yards
make
per average. That's different though. So that's totally different than throwing the ball 50 yards down the field opposed to throwing a 5-yard pass and it going for 70 yards. Like that's where Yak comes in.
But if Yak is part of the system, then that's what it is.
No, I'm not discrediting for him for that. I'm just saying he's not going to be the quarterback that's going to dial you up in a bunch of yards because the system is based off of Yak. So that means if he gets it to his playmakers, he gets their completion percentage. He's not going to get those yards per average unless the playmaker makes a play, like the Deebo Samuel, the George Kittle, the guys that don't go right down, the Christian McCaffreys. You know what I'm saying? The Brandon Ayuk's. Like if that Yak isn't involved, his stats are less lavishly to stand out. And he's still, but he will remain. He'll remain efficient. He'll still that completion percentage will go up higher. Like there's a bunch of traits to what makes Brock tick. And I think from the eye test, he's the best quarterback in the NFL right now. From the eye test, he looks better than Patrick Mahomes, but I still want Patrick Mahomes. Like, you know what I'm saying? But he looks better.
Pat just looks so inconsistent. Like Pat looks like it's too much backyard football going on too early
It's
in the
all
season.
backyard football.
Yeah, and so like while he's really, really, really good at that, like I just feel like I would have a heart attack if as a Chiefs fan. Like I hang on to every step that our quarterback takes in his drop back. Imagine trying to hold on to every play that with that level of intensity as a Chiefs fan. I would have a heart attack. I wouldn't be able to survive. Now, right now, today, I'm taking both of those guys that you asked me over Brock Purdy.
I'm still not taking Josh Allen because to me, he's too. What's the word?
This team don't have a run game. Is he too much of a gunslinger for your comfort?
I don't know if it's gunslinger. It's just more like maybe that is it. Because I was gonna say he's too risque. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
he like I feel like with like you're not gonna get the consistency of him if he was forced to make those quick throws in this offense. Can he do it? Cause see, I don't think that's him.
I mean, we haven't seen him be asked to do, and that's so. Like, all right,
I
hear me out.
know, I know.
I'm gonna shoot him the same bail that I shoot guys like Lamar Jackson. Everyone keeps saying, "Oh, Lamar Jackson couldn't do it here." We've never seen him
We've never
be
seen it.
asked to
Yeah,
3-step drop and deliver the ball on time.
correct.
And when he does it during the 2-minute drills, he's good. So I can't.
I
I know
know,
it's
Mike,
rough.
but I've never seen him play quick throw football. So then this should be nothing wrong with me not wanting him here. That doesn't mean
Oh,
he
that's fine.
can't do it. I just never seen him do it.
Mhm. Oh, you about to eliminate a lot of people off your list. You're gonna have Brock top 2.
I think I mean I feel like this is crazy, yo.
Listen, I'm taking Brock over Joe Burrow. I'm taking Brock over Justin Herbert right now. I'm taking Brock Purdy
You're taking Brock Purdy over Justin Herbert?
over Justin Herbert right now. Yes. Right
Really?
now. Right now. I
Wow.
just don't I think this kid, man, I don't know.
Wow. Wait, let's get to some of these super chats because I always forget them. So I don't want to ever forget them.
Okay.
And so we can do this in the mid show. Niner Cali boy, fellas. Y'all ever seen an ex-girlfriend, wife, and just think, damn, I'm so glad I moved on from you and have that girlfriend or wife I have now? That's my thoughts when he's watching Jimmy Garoppolo.
Oh shit.
Dang.
He said all that to punch my man Jimmy in the face.
He punched Jimmy in the nuts. That I mean, like, it's crazy because like Jimmy is a quiet storm, right? So like,
Mhm.
how many touchdowns he had in that game? 4 touchdowns? But
No.
didn't he? I think he had
No.
four.
I think it was 3. I think it was no, 2 touchdowns and 3 interceptions.
I thought it was 4 touchdowns and 3 interceptions, but it could have been 2
Well,
touchdowns and 3
I'm gonna look it
interceptions.
up because I ain't got nothing else to do other than sit here and try not to snort on the air. Uh, I'm
That's
so
that quiet
sorry, y'all.
storm, yo. Like that's and then he almost got hurt on top of
Yeah, it was
that.
2 touchdowns, 3 interceptions.
So 2 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Then he almost got hurt. And so it's just like
Nice. Yeah.
I'm just glad he went his way and we went our way. Like it was time to move on from that. And I'm glad that that chapter is over with. But now we on this Brock chapter. And you look at Brock and you look at these other quarterbacks in the NFL. You know what Brock is doing well? He's consistently keeping his team in contention of winning the game. So even in that Rams game, I know you don't believe, but they were trailing at one point in that game. They were. It was one point in the game where they were trailing, and they figured it out. Like they adjusted on offense, they adjusted on
What are you talking
defense.
about?
I'm talking about the Niners. They came
We're
back.
trailing to the Rams?
Yeah,
Are
they
you talking
came
about the
back.
opening possession?
I'm just talking about period. Trailing is trailing. I'm when it is, right?
All right.
So they figured it out. They came back. They tied it up at halftime, and then that was it. Like that was it. Kyle pushed the button. Brock was ignited, and next thing you know, boom, they're in the forefront of winning that game. And so like I just feel like Brock just has that mindset of being a winner, like just doing whatever it takes to go out and win. If you got to do a 360 Michael Jordan spin off the top of the roof or something like that to complete a pass, like Brock trying to get it done, and he's keeping his teammates involved, and he's making sure you get them all involved, and you're seeing a lot from Brock at this young stage of his career. That to me is going to separate him in the long run, especially in the future. As long as he continue to find a way to stay healthy, it's going to push him to the cream of the crop.
I agree. I agree with a lot of what you said. I agree with I think everything you said actually. Um what? Is this for real?
I mean, Jordan Love is playing good football.
Brock Purdy is better than Jordan Love.
Okay.
He's better than Jordan Love.
Shout out to
All right.
Gold Dirty Bastard Live and Uncut. Sorry,
I might have been tripping with the Justin Herbert thing too, just so y'all know. Like
I just wanted to make sure. I was just asking.
Well, so here's my issue, right? It's looking at I don't it's not about the wins, right? It's looking at how good they do what they're asked to do. That includes the system that they're in and everything around them, right? Like When Brock Purdy drops back, I don't feel like he's a liability. I feel like if it's 3rd and 13 and Kyle dials up the play, he's going to put the ball where it's supposed to go
Of
on
course,
3rd
you
and
feel
13.
that way, Mike, because that's what he just did.
I'm just, but you understand what I'm saying, though,
I
right?
do. I do.
Like I
I
can't
do.
say that time in and time out with some of these other quarterbacks after watching football this season. I just can't say that down in and down out. Sometimes they hold on to the ball a little bit too long. They try to force it in somewhere. Like it's just Brock is in a really good situation, and he's the guy to execute exactly what it was, man. Like it's just now when you talk about physical abilities, Brock is probably bottom, 20 for me. When you talk about physical gifts, right? Like here, watch this. Right now, today, would you take Jalen Hurts or Brock Purdy, Wayne?
I still would take Brock.
Right. But who's more physically gifted? And it's not even close, right?
Oh, it's not. It's not close. I mean, just from
Right.
yeah. It's
Right. And so when
but
people
he still has the gift to move. He might not have the physical physique of
Mhm,
a typical quarterback in the NFL, prototypical,
mhm,
but he still has the gift. He still has the intuition. He
right.
has the gift. Like he still, to me, Brock still has this it factor.
Mhm.
So like I still feel like Brock is the only issue about his, but listen, even physical players get injured. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like they still get
Mhm.
beat up, bruised, or whatever. So I don't think that that
So do
has
the
to matter.
stationary ones. Yeah, the
Brock is
stationary
Brock
ones
is
get injured
Rudy.
too.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Brock got the heart of Rudy. Like
I just I just think people have a really hard time when we have these kind of conversations keeping it within context, right? If somebody just tuned in right now and they say, is Brock Purdy top 5 in the NFL? And they hear me say, I'll take Brock Purdy over Joe Burrow, they're going to exclude what we're saying about so far from what we've seen this year.
Mhm.
Brock Purdy is playing better than these guys, right? They're going to say, what are you talking about? Joe Burrow has this and that and that. Or if you say, I would take Brock Purdy over Jalen Hurts right now, that's based off of so far what we've seen this year, right? Like we're not talking about physical ability. But when people come in the middle of the conversations, they're going to say, oh, you guys are tripping. You guys are crazy. There's no way you mean what you're saying.
All right, so let's go through 4 quarterbacks. Let's do an
Mm,
exercise. 4 quarterbacks in 2023 that are better than Brock Purdy based off their performance. Let's exclude stats. Let's just go off of what we've seen.
okay.
No stats, no quarterback
Mhm.
rating, no
Right.
touchdowns, no yards, just
Hmm.
off of eye test.
Okay.
We're gonna have Brock in there, and we could put him in there. So top 5 quarterbacks. You ready?
Hmm.
Go. We're gonna have to
Justin
touch
Herbert.
and agree in these. Where we putting Justin Herbert? I feel like he's 3. Like he's the mid. He's the mid of the 5.
Okay. I'm okay with that. You want me to? Oh, you want me to run on all 4?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. All right. Based off of what we've seen, you said.
Based off of what we seen.
You're gonna be mad at me. All right, Josh Allen.
Josh Allen should be in top 5.
Hmm.
He
Okay.
might be 2.
Tua, gotta be 1, right? Like
Is 2 a 1?
that boy out there slinging. I don't know what the stats, are, but when you drop 70, it's gonna be hard for me to not mention his name. I'm
I mean,
sorry.
he didn't drop 70. They rushed for 8 touchdowns, Mike.
They did. Wait. He only threw 1 touchdown in that game.
Mike, Dave, Devon.
Stop. Stop.
Okay,
He only threw for 1
maybe my
touchdown
numbers are
out of 10
off, but I could have
because if
swore
they
Devon A. Chain
if
had
they rushed for
4.
8.
Devon A. Chain had 4, and I thought Mostert had 4. Ain't that 8?
Oh, Mostert had 4 total. I think he had 2 rushing and 2. There's
Oh,
no
you
way.
might
I
be
swear
right.
to God,
You might. He
I
might have
bet on
had.
everything.
Yeah.
If he only threw 1 touchdown in that game,
No, because Mike White came in and threw a touchdown too. So you're
exactly.
right.
That's why I said 1 because 4 and 4 is 8.
Yeah.
And then if that means White had 1, that means he only had 1 touchdown. That's crazy. That is nuts. They said
Listen. I'm
most.
not. I'm not taking it away from Tua. I'm just saying he's right now. He's number 1.
You agree Tua is number 1 right now.
Tua is number 1.
So we got Tua in there, we got Herbert in there, we got Allen in there.
That's 3.
I might have Patrick Mahomes in here right now.
Mahomes is 5.
I don't know if I have him in. I have to look. Can I look at the list of quarterbacks?
Yeah. So who do you have? Who do
I
you
just give
have
you the
over
names?
5?
Well, I'm putting Brock Purdy in there right now
Okay.
until somebody kicks him out.
So if we all right, so we got Brock Purdy in there. So it's either got to be Patrick Mahomes. It's either got to be
I'm looking at the list. I think I'm cool
Lamar
with putting Patrick
Jackson.
Mahomes back in there.
Kirk
I'm
Cousins
not
is
putting
not in that
Lamar
list.
Jackson in there right now. I'm not putting Kirk Cousins in there either.
Yeah.
Hey, Kirk,
So why
Kirk
can't
Cousins
it
is
be
cute.
Brock and Mahomes?
I am. Yeah. I said that. I'm gonna put Mahomes back in there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put Mahomes back in there. I think he deserves to be in there. I'm thinking about the play I've seen from these guys. I'm putting him back in there. But that's it. That is it. All the let me tell you how wrong I was.
I
I
don't like Hurts this year. Hurts top 10, but Hurts isn't the same quarterback this year.
not even close. Their offense ain't the same.
Right. That's a good point.
Um, I really wanted Deshaun Watson to be a 49er. And every time I watch them play, I am so happy that that trade didn't go through.
Do you think
I'm
that's part of the
so
system though?
happy.
Like and not
Yeah, sure. Yep. That's
um
part of it.
but cuz like he had his best game on Sunday, but he still had some of his worst moments.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like he looked like somebody who hasn't played in over a year still.
Yeah.
And that's not the case. You shouldn't still look like you haven't played in over a year.
Yeah. I
You know
get
what I'm
it.
saying?
Yeah, I do. Papa Phil says it's really hard to compare when situations vary. Yeah, we're not really trying to compare, I don't think, Papa, but you gotta compare. I mean, everything's comparable. I mean, there's statistics out there, and we have to take into context that systems are different, right? Because like Brock in this system, it works. Will Brock work in a different system? I mean, we won't know because he ain't played in a different system, and vice versa.
When you asked me about Cousins, can I ask you how come? Like what is it about Kirk
I
Cousins
don't
that
know.
made you say like
Other than Kirk Cousins, you said leave winning out, right? So clearly they ain't win a game. But Kirk Cousins
mhm.
performs well every single week. He's gonna get you turnovers. He's like a regular quarterback. Like remember when Tom Brady would throw for like 4 touchdowns but have 3 interceptions? Like that's Kirk Cousins now. All of a sudden, like he's entered that elderly stage of quarterbacking where I could throw 3 interceptions, but I'm gonna throw 5 touchdowns. So do the interceptions,
just give you more good than bad and not enough to win.
right? So like I mean, he's balling out. Their team just can't win, and if they did win, would his
Right.
name resonate a little bit more?
It wouldn't for me because they just look so up and down. Like when the Niners go out and have a bad series,
Uh-huh.
right? We feel it. Like we can identify like that was a bad series. That's not our brand. Like we get disappointed because we expect better. When Cousin goes out and has a bad series, I'm like, yeah, that's Kirk Cousins. Like does that make any sense?
I
Like it's
think
like
so.
you like I don't even expect him to do good when he does good. It's like, hey, there's Kirk Cousins. That's what he does, right? But like when he does bad, it's like, hey, there's Kirk Cousins is like Jimmy G on steroids. When he does bad, it's like, yeah, see, told you. When he does good, it's like, I knew that was in there. If Brock Purdy went out and had a Jimmy G game that what Jimmy G just had, all of us would be like, what the hell just happened?
I hear you.
All of us.
So this is the guy you're leaving off the list. Gammon wants to know, like, so Cousins. I mean, Jordan Love has 7 TDs and an interception. So Tua has 8 TDs and 2 interceptions. So like Jordan Love might push Patrick Mahomes out off the list, right?
Not we weren't going based off of stats.
I know we
I
weren't
thought
going
we were
based off
doing
his
an eye
stats,
test.
right? But even on the eye test, Jordan Love looked good. I mean, he came back and helped his team win this Sunday. They didn't look good, period. That game was
Yeah, I would say there was times where they looked terrible as an offense.
they looked
He's
terrible.
playing well. Let me be clear with what I'm saying, but there were times where they didn't look good at all as an offense. I don't know. But
But we were going off the eye test. We were trying to leave stats. I mean, statistically wise, I mean, Purdy and if we're gonna go like there's no way to base it off the tip. Like, what are we gonna base it off of? Like, because Purdy and Herbert have 0 interceptions, so you want based off of
Right.
interceptions. You want to base it off of touchdowns. Like,
I mean, you could base it off of QBR. I mean, QB
if you
rating, right? Like
if you could
he's
base it off of QB rating, because then it's Tua, then it's Brock, and then we didn't even mention Jared Goff, who's playing phenomenal football.
mm, mm.
Mm.
He should be higher on a lot of people's list based off of how he's playing. But
That my point exactly.
mm,
And if you,
mm, mm, mm.
yeah, like I don't
Shit.
know, man. If you go off a QBR, here are the top 5 quarterbacks for the quarterback rating. Ready? Tua, Brock, Herbert, Goff, Mahomes. Not Allen, not Love, not Smith, not Prescott. All
I'm
of
not
them
mad
are
at
not.
that as the top 5. I
Those,
wouldn't be
those,
mad at that as a top 5
that's a pretty damn solid top 5, right? And Mahomes
based off of
somehow
how they're
just snuck
playing
right
this
in
year.
there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
based off of how they're playing this year, I'm not mad at that top 5 at all.
Now there's a 3-way tie for I would say that 5th spot. It's Mahomes, Allen, and Love. They both have a 69.2 QBR. But Tua's at 82.9, Purdy's at 78.8, Herbert's at 74.7. I tell you what's saving Herbert right now. That damn Keenan Allen. Oh my gosh, him healthy is scary.
Yo, fam, what?
Listen,
All right. We got to go, man.
we gotta go.
Are there any other super chats we got to get
Yeah,
to
Go
before we
Dirty
go?
Bastards Live and Uncut gave another super chat contribution. Shout out to him. And I believe that's it. Mike, send us home, baby.
No team is safe when the Niners are on the prowl. This is Wayne and Mike. No harm, no foul. Peace.